The North Atlantic in winter is a relentless gray expanse, hostile, cold, and indifferent to human ambition. The wind howls across the waves and the sky seems to press down, heavy and unyielding. Out here, the ocean is a living force, unpredictable and unforgiving, where every journey is a gamble with nature itself. For a select group of fishermen, this is the office, and the mission is clear. Catch 80,000 pounds of Atlantic cod in just 6 days. The deck is their workspace, the sea their daily commute, and the stakes are higher than most can imagine. Each trip is a test of skill, nerve, and sheer willpower. That's 36 tons of fish, worth $350,000 if they succeed. But the value isn't just in the catch, it's in the livelihoods of the crew, the future of their families, and the survival of a way of life that's been passed down for generations. The stakes? Everything. Endurance, skill, and teamwork. Each man relies on the others, knowing that a single mistake could cost them dearly. The pressure is constant, and the margin for error is razor thin. Every hour matters. A storm, a breakdown, or an empty net could mean disaster. The weather can turn in an instant, and equipment failure is a constant threat. Out here, even a small setback can spiral into catastrophe. Captain Mike Mallister and his crew know the risks. They've spent years reading the water, chasing elusive schools, and pushing themselves to the limit. Their experience is hard-won, earned through countless trips and hard lessons learned at sea. For 6 days, sleep is rare, warmth is a memory, and the roar of the engine is constant. The crew snatches moments of rest in cramped bunks, fueled by strong coffee and determination. Fatigue sets in, but the work never stops. It's not just about money. It's about pride, tradition, and proving themselves against one of the world's toughest fishing grounds. Each catch connects them to generations before, to stories told in harbors and memories etched in salt and wind. Each crew member has a role, and teamwork is the glue that holds the operation together. Trust is built through shared hardship, and every hand is essential when the nets are heavy and the hours are long. As they leave the harbor, determination settles in. The shore fades, replaced by endless horizon. The familiar comforts of land are left behind, traded for the uncertainty and promise of the open sea. Alone in a vast wilderness, the goal is set, 80,000 pounds in 6 days. The ocean stretches in every direction, a reminder of both opportunity and danger. The clock is ticking and the sea is waiting. Every minute counts, and anticipation hangs in the air as the crew prepares for the first haul. This is a test of grit where only the toughest succeed. The North Atlantic shows no mercy, and only those with the strength to endure will make it through. The real work begins now. With every net cast and every fish hauled aboard, the crew faces the challenge head-on, determined to beat the odds and bring home the catch that means everything. What makes Atlantic cod worth this risk? It's more than a fish, it's a legend. Cod fed Vikings, built towns, and shaped economies for centuries. Its mild, flaky flesh is prized by chefs and families alike. But catching cod means understanding its world. Deep, cold waters, 650 to 1,300 feet down. Cod travel in massive, shifting schools, following currents and food. Winter is prime time. Cod migrate from deep waters to shallower spawning grounds, creating a brief window for fishermen. Crews like Mallister's don't just drop nets, they intercept a migration that's been happening for millennia. It's a strategic hunt, using knowledge of the sea's rhythms and spawning grounds. The migration is the key. Find the fish and you win the race against the clock. The challenge, bring them up before time runs out. The prize, a fish that's shaped human history. You can't face the North Atlantic in just any boat. Captain Mallister's ship is a fortress, factory and home, built for endurance and efficiency. The bridge is mission control, with sonar and GPS scanning the depths for schools of cod and hidden dangers. Once caught, fish are flash frozen in a massive onboard freezer, locking in freshness within minutes. The crew, mechanics, deckhands, and processors, ready to fix, sort, and work 18-hour shifts in brutal conditions. The ship provides muscle and tech, but it's the crew's grit that makes the mission possible. Together they're a human engine driving the hunt. This is fishing at its most extreme. Catching 80,000 pounds of cod isn't just a job. It's a high-stakes operation that demands industrial-scale tactics and relentless teamwork. The two main strategies? Long lining and bottom trawling. Each method is a world of its own, with unique challenges and rewards, and both are essential for a successful haul. Long lining is all about precision and patience. Crews deploy miles of rope, each lined with thousands of baited hooks, carefully dropped into the depths where cod are known to gather. It's a method that requires skill and experience, as the placement of every hook can mean the difference between a full hold and an empty one. This technique is more selective, often catching larger, mature fish while minimizing unwanted bycatch. But it's not without its drawbacks. Long lining is slow, and if the crew misjudges the cod's location, hours of effort can yield little reward. The risk of coming up empty-handed is always present, making every decision critical. When it's time to go big, the crew turns to bottom trawling. This brute force method uses a massive net dragged along the ocean floor, scooping up entire schools of cod and anything else in its path. It's the fastest way to fill the hold, but it comes with its own set of risks and environmental concerns. A successful trawl can bring in thousands of pounds of fish in just a few hours, but the dangers are real. Nets can snag on rocks or debris, tearing open and spilling the catch, or even damaging expensive equipment. When that happens, the crew scrambles to repair the gear, knowing that every minute lost is money slipping away. To avoid disaster and maximize their chances, the captain relies on a combination of sonar, navigational charts, and years of hard-earned intuition. Technology helps spot schools of cod and steer clear of underwater hazards, but nothing replaces the captain's judgment when it comes to making the final call. Every method is a gamble: precision versus brute force, speed versus risk. The crew debates tactics, weighing the odds and reading the ever-changing conditions at sea. Sometimes the right choice is clear. Other times, it's a leap of faith. Adaptability is key. As weather shifts and fish move, the crew must be ready to switch tactics in an instant, changing gear, adjusting strategy, and working together to stay ahead of the game. Flexibility and quick thinking can mean the difference between a record haul and a wasted trip. Success on the open ocean depends on reading the sea, watching the waves, tracking the weather, and constantly monitoring the catch. Every decision, every adjustment is a test of skill and nerve. The pressure is relentless and the stakes are always high. In the end, the goal is simple but urgent: fill the hold and do it fast. The clock never stops, and neither does the sea. For these fishermen, every day is a race against time, the elements, and the limits of endurance. The 6-day grind is a relentless battle, a test of endurance and willpower against the unpredictable might of the ocean. Every morning the crew wakes before the sun, bracing themselves for another round in this ongoing fight. The sea is both adversary and provider, demanding respect and constant vigilance. Day 1 is all about preparation. Every net is checked for tears, every knot retied, and the sonar is calibrated with precision. The captain and crew huddle over navigation charts, plotting a course that could mean the difference between a successful trip and coming home empty-handed. Every detail matters, because mistakes at sea are costly. On day 2, anticipation runs high as the first net hits the water. The tension breaks when 8,000 pounds of cod spill onto the deck. A strong start, but everyone knows it's just the beginning. Spirits are high, but the work is only getting started. The cycle begins: sort, gut, freeze, repeat. The rhythm is relentless, the pace unyielding. Each fish is handled with care, destined for markets far from these icy waters. The crew moves as one, each person knowing their role in this well-oiled machine. By day 3, the sea turns hostile. Icy waves crash over the bow, freezing the decks and turning every step into a hazard. The wind howls and the temperature drops, making even the simplest tasks a challenge. The ocean shows no mercy. Still, the crew pushes on, bundled in heavy gear, faces stung by the cold. Exhaustion creeps in, but there's no time to rest. Each man and woman draws on reserves of strength they didn't know they had, united by a shared goal. Day 4 brings a breakthrough. The sonar lights up, revealing a massive school of cod beneath the waves. Cheers erupt as 17,000 pounds are hauled in a single net. It's a moment of triumph, a reward for days of hardship. The deck is buried in fish, but fatigue sets in. Muscles ache, backs strain, and the hours blur together. The bounty is great, but the cost is measured in sweat and stamina. By day 5, exhaustion is constant. The crew moves on autopilot, driven by routine and necessity. The mission isn't over, and the pressure to meet the quota weighs heavily on everyone. Yet, the crew grinds on, fueled by determination and the promise of success. Each haul brings them closer to their goal, and no one is willing to give up now. Day 6 arrives, and with it, the final net is pulled. The 80,000-pound target is not just met, but surpassed. The sense of accomplishment is overwhelming. Relief and pride replace the pressure that's been building for days. The crew finally allows themselves to celebrate, knowing they've conquered the odds. The hardest part is over. As the boat turns for home, the exhaustion fades, replaced by satisfaction and camaraderie. The sea has been conquered this time. But every fisherman knows, the next battle is never far away. With the hold packed, the ship heads home. The crew finally rests, but the cod's journey isn't done. At port, a shoreside crew unloads the frozen haul with speed, keeping the cold chain unbroken. The cod is trucked to a state-of-the-art processing plant nearby. There it's thawed slowly in cold storage, crucial for preserving texture and quality. Rushed thawing ruins the flesh. Patience ensures premium product. Every step is about maintaining freshness, from sea to plant. Only the best cod move on to the next stage. In the plant, automation takes over. Machines fillet and debone thousands of fish per hour with surgical precision. But human hands still inspect every fillet, ensuring flawless quality. It's a partnership of machine speed and human expertise. Nothing goes to waste. Heads become soup, frames make broth, and even skin is turned into crispy snacks. This zero-waste approach is both sustainable and profitable. Every part of the cod finds a purpose, honoring the resource in the crew's hard work. The operation maximizes value and minimizes impact. It's smart, responsible, and essential for the future of fishing. From catch to co-product, nothing is left behind. The result, a model of efficiency and respect for the sea. The cod's journey continues. The fillets are vacuum sealed, labeled, and given a digital passport, a traceability code. Scan it, and you'll know where, when, and how the fish was caught and processed. This transparency builds trust, connecting consumers to the crew who braved the sea. The fillets are blast frozen at -40 degrees, locking in quality for global shipment. From the North Atlantic to dinner plates in Europe, Japan, and the US, the cod travels the world. The supply chain is seamless, efficient, and transparent. What began as a shadow on sonar is now a global commodity. The journey from sea to table is complete. The final destination, the meal. Cod's firm, mild flesh adapts to any cuisine, baked, fried, or steamed. Cultures worldwide have made it a staple, from British fish and chips to Portugal's bacalhau and Norway's stockfish. Ancient preservation methods, salting, drying, are still celebrated today. Every bite is a link to tradition, hard work, and the sea's bounty. The journey is long, but the reward is timeless. Cod remains a culinary cornerstone, connecting past and present. It's a story of grit, innovation, and the enduring appeal of one remarkable fish.